Okay, well, everyone, welcome this afternoon to our second webinar. For some of you might have joined our last month as well. So we've decided to do another one this month. And I guess on everyone's mind right now as we're heading into the low season in both New Zealand and Australia in particular. So some of you might find that some of the information we've got for you today might be quite helpful, but might also sort of put things on your mind of what are some of the things you might want to look at doing over the next couple of months. So the aim today is to look at opportunities in low season and how you can get that from some of your OTAs and how you can work with them to sort of grow bookings throughout the next few months while we head into that winter season. Now, I'm just going to have some housekeeping rules, just to point those out. We've muted pretty much everyone. Now, there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions at the end through the comments, and I will have my details at the end as well, so you can contact me if there's anything you want to discuss, anything that you might, if you're already using STAAH, anything you want training on, I'm happy to discuss with you and how we can move forward on that. Now, for those of you who might be new to STAAH and aren't maybe using our services right now, I'll just give a brief introduction of what we actually do. Now, we're in about 6,000 properties in about 80 countries. Sorry, I just jumped a little bit quick there. Now, just for looking at how the STAAH ecosystem works, you've got your hotel down here. We have a lot of great products in between, especially one of those I'll touch base at the end, which is our Watch My Rate. That's something that's really good to use for direct bookings and driving those. And you've got your guests down here at the end, and we have a lot of other good, cool products. If you want to have a chat to me about those, I'm happy to do so at the end. And you can contact me or any of our sales team on anything that you want to discuss. Just a second, I've got another person just joining us here a bit late. Welcome to those who have just joined us. Now, we're just going through just a bit of introduction on STAAH. Now, moving on. Some of our partners that we're working with. So we work with the likes of Bella Vista in New Zealand, Heritage, Swissbell and CPG, which are quite large supporters of us. Just one moment. Now, a little bit about myself is I come from a hotel background, so was there for about 15 years and have been with STAAH for nearly 2 years, and over this time I've onboarded about 100 properties in both New Zealand and Australia. So quite a bit of background in what I do here at STAAH. Now, this is what we're here to discuss today, is looking at ways you can capture more direct bookings in your low season. Now, first question I'd like to sort of put out there is, are you connected to the top channels? Okay, so you've got the likes of your main ones up there, which is your Agoda, your Booking.com, your Expedias. Now, there's a whole heap of channels that we work with that you might not be currently on, that you might want to have a think of signing up to. Now, we do have contact details for most of these channels that we work with, and we're happy to help you if you want to sign up to any of them. Now, the other thing is to ask, is Airbnb in your mix? Now, we have a full connection to Airbnb. Now, we have the ability to also push content, availability, rates, restrictions, and everything. Now, you want to have a look at what you want to list on Airbnb. Now, if you're a motelier and you have 2-bedroom family rooms or 1-bedroom rooms or any large rooms, this will be really important for you to look at. It's because those are types of rooms that families look to book, small groups of people wanting to book, maybe two couples traveling together. And this is something that what you should be listing on Airbnb. Now, we're having a lot of properties now coming to us because of this Airbnb connection, and they really are looking at going onto Airbnb because it does attract those groups traveling, those families traveling, and that's what they're looking for. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if any of you have heard of All the Rooms. Now, we came across this site a few months ago. It's currently not an OTA, but what it is, it basically puts all your travel agents into one basket, and it makes your property bookable on any of the OTA sites. Now, so that's your Airbnb, your Agoda, your Booking.com, your Book It. It is actually the world's largest search engine. So if you're on any of the major OTAs, then you will be visible on the site as well. Now, one thing to look at is what do we want from our OTAs? Now, coming from my background, I used to work very closely with the OTAs, and I would really push the boundaries with them to get the most from them. Now, some of the things they do really well is their member deals, okay? Now, they reward their members just for booking with them. It can drive bookings in your low season as well. And it's not necessarily visible to everyone. So members will only be able to see certain deals that you put out there, and anyone who's not a member will not be able to see, that 10% discount or that 15% discount that you're putting there. And OTAs are very, the likes of Agoda, the likes of Booking.com and Expedia, you can basically tell them on which dates, which blackout dates you want and when it's not going to be available. So you're in complete control. Now, with Agoda Private Sale, I'm starting with this one first. Now, this is one of my personal favorites I used to use quite a lot. It promotes your property exclusively to members. Now, generally it's non-refundable, which is really great because that means if someone goes and cancels, there's no refund if they go and cancel. And it can also be packaged with flights on Agoda. So travel agents will be able to get access to that rate. They'll package it up with a flight. In particular, in the winter season, when you get the bookers from the likes of Japan, Southeast Asia, who might come here for skiing as well, they will be able to book that on Agoda, and they'll be able to book it with a flight. Now, if they cancel, it's non-refundable, but they don't know what the actual amount is they're paying for their room. All they know is they're paying a package. Now, again, you can control when this is available. Like from personal experience, I used to only use this in winter, and I would sort of start setting this up around the early part of the year, but you can put this out there and throw it out there at any time. Now, to get more out of it and have a discussion about how this can work for you, I've been told by the Agoda team to get in touch with your market manager. If you do want any assistance with that, I'm happy to help you with reaching out to the right person to help you set this up. Now, the other Booking.com have a similar deal. Now, they have something called Genius. I believe most of you have heard of this before. Again, you have the opportunity to decide what you want listed. Okay, so you're attracting trusted guests as well. So that means a lower rate of cancellations. It boosts your property visibility. Again, it helps with your ranking as well on Booking.com's site. And it reduces cancellations and no-shows. Now, it can be easily set up in your Booking.com extranet. Again, you can decide when you want it to be on and not. Now, one of my experiences is you can easily list just one of your lead-in room types with a discount. And very often, Genius members will actually book another room type that's at full rate, not at a discounted rate. Now, there are some other deals now out there together with Genius to package breakfast together, free room upgrades and things like that. And I've been told, again, the best thing is to just reach out to your market manager and see how you can sort of draw those opportunities from Booking.com. With Expedia, they have a very similar deal. They've got a sort of minimum of 10%, whereas some of the other two, you can sort of usually do even less than 10%. Now, again, it promotes your property to members, and again, it's generally non-refundable. And you do have the ability to do blackout dates and decide when you want that to be available to anyone. Now, this is probably something that I think some of you might not be aware of. Expedia have got something called net rates. Now, these are packaged generally with flights. Now, as we all know, we do have quite a few of the US carriers now coming in from the United States, where Expedia is probably the biggest in terms of bookings coming from. Now, the really good thing is with net rates is they're only bookable when they're packaged with a flight, and they're non-refundable. Now, the way they work is you decide what rate you want to give Expedia, and they will set it up. And that can also be connected through us as a channel manager, and you'll be picking up those net rates. Now, again, if someone decides to obviously go and cancel, you're not left out of pocket, you're still getting the money, and you can resell the room. Okay. Now, the other thing that we all are on our minds right now is we've got a bit more time. That's the perfect time to look at, how you can improve the property and looking at auditing your OTA content. So you probably realized, I refurbished this room last year, but I haven't got around to taking new photos for my room. So it's a perfect time to review your website content. So that's your own website, but also update your OTA listings. Okay, so the other thing is taking new images of your property. Now, some of you might think, I'm going to have to get a professional camera person and all this. It's really easy nowadays. We'll have a smartphone in our pocket. So it's just walking in a room, snapping a photo on landscape format, and bang, you'll be able to load it up on your website, but also on your OTAs. And so it's a really good time to look at that at this time of year. Okay. So how can we assist at STAAH? Some of the things that we have now, we did a webinar last month on smart pricing and some of the features that we have introduced in the last couple of months. So if you missed last month, flick me an email. I'll be able to send you a link to that, and you'll be able to view that on our YouTube channel. But it's also on our Facebook page and places like that we're on. Now, one of the things that we have in STAAH is we actually have something where you're actually able to manage the promotions that you set up on booking.com in STAAH. So I'm just going to quickly log in. I'm actually going to show you how that actually works. So we've introduced what we call our OTA promo tool. So we go to OTA promotions, and very much the same as you have in booking.com, you're able to create a promotion straight from here. Now, obviously we do need participating channels. We don't have a channel in this property here. So I'm going to just quickly go and look at a live property for you. We have a property down here that's in Whanganui. Now, at the moment, we only have this feature with booking.com, but it's very easy. You're able to go add promotion, and you're able to add basically the same promotions, whether it's a basic, an early booker, or a last minute. You're able to do that right here in STAAH. So you won't actually need to be logging into booking.com to put any promotion out there. So if we just have a look at a basic deal, we just do, we go next. You will see that you have the same options available based on your listing that you have with booking.com, and you can set up everything exactly the same way. Now, really good thing is we're trying to create things for our properties that makes it easier without them having to go log into the extranet with some of the channels and having to do everything there. You're able to do it right here in STAAH. Yeah, so one of the things that we obviously discussed last month was smart pricing. So we're just touching base again on here. is you're able to do based on multiple nights, you're based on a region, mobile, or advanced purchase without creating any rate plans as such. Now, again, if you wish to know more about that, happy to discuss with you. Also able to send you a link on the webinar that we did on this last month as well. Now, the other one that we'd like to look at, which we touched base on last month also, was Watch My Rate. So this is a neat little widget that you can have sitting on your website and your booking engine, and that lets you basically apply a discount on direct bookings and compares them to what your OTAs are charging. Now, we have some properties, much like this property here as an example, who have done really well on this. Now, there is a small fee per month for this widget, but again, it's something that can work really well in your low season as well, as people do sort of shop around. Matter of fact is I had some data pulled last month, 60% of people that go and book on OTAs will actually look at your website as well. Okay. Oops. Now, another really good thing to use is your social media. As you can see, there's lots of options out there. It's really inexpensive as well. Like Google, you can do the cost per click. There's a couple of cents per click to get people onto your website. STAAH also has the capability of putting traffic scripts as well in, so you can use the likes of Google Analytics as well, so you can track what's coming from where. But you can also do deals on Facebook. So we do have a few properties that are doing this already. They're putting special deals on Facebook, little promotions on Facebook, and they're fairly inexpensive to set up. The other ones that are obviously out there is like the likes of your YouTube, shooting a little video or having your guest shoot a little video and that they're putting onto YouTube about your property. That really can help you as well. The other thing that you can do is, as properties all offer free Wi-Fi nowadays. Now, usually, if I stay in a property and I'm, using their Wi-Fi, they'll usually have a login page to the Wi-Fi. Now, there is a few modems or routers out there that you can get that actually require a person that's staying with you to like your Facebook page as part of that login to the Wi-Fi. So that's a really good opportunity at capturing that as well, because then they'll go and sort of share your property on Facebook. So that's where it's really important to have a good Facebook page, keep images updated, and use that to your advantage. For example, if someone logging into your Wi-Fi. Now, the other thing that is Google reviews. Okay, so again, that's something we've seen started to grow. Now, we also have a little product that we have, which makes it easy to manage reviews in STAAH. Now, again, little cost for that, which we call Review Minder. Happy for you to approach us on that, and I'm happy to discuss that with anyone who's interested to look at that. But Google reviews is something that we've seen growing. More and more people are actually going to Google and are providing feedback on their stay at a property through Google. Now, probably one of the reasons being, if you've ever gone to a supermarket lately or anything, you pull out your phone, Google straight away asking you, how was your experience at this and this location, supermarket, a department store, any of those, it picks up straight away and wants that. Now, a lot of people are already heading straight to Google, putting a review in. Now, that can also work really well for your property because that is visible to anyone. Now, the other thing is we have, this can help you as well, is to check out our insightful reporting in STAAH. So I'm just going to quickly, again, just open a property up just so that we can have a look what that looks like. Again, I'm going to just look at a live property. So if you ever wanted, we've got this little thing here, which we're able to see how many direct bookings I'm getting. just wait for that to load. Okay, so we can see, you can look at different data from different dates. You're able to see and track your direct bookings as well. So again, where we come back to when we discussed our smart pricing last month, you can see, obviously based on device stats, we can see obviously this property is still getting a lot through laptop, but we do see that mobile market growing quite a lot. So that's where your smart pricing comes in. Now you can also see, obviously, insights for your channels as well. So you can see what your channels are producing, and you can basically go up, use this information to see, what you want to get from who. Again, obviously, it's a good time of year as well to look at channels that aren't performing for you and thinking, do I really need to work with this channel? And put my focus on the ones that are producing for you and get more out of them. And we also have business overview as well that can show you how your business is performing overall. And it gives you a lot of data for your channel revenue, how your channels are performing, what room type is selling best. So it gives you a good opportunity to look at, how you want to put your rates in place for the upcoming summer season, but also how you want to manage it through the winter as well, to really sell as much as you can. Now, some key takeaways, I hope, for everyone today. Hopefully some insight to, how you can leverage your OTAs, bookings, especially during this low season. Using smart tools, to make some pricing decisions, but also using multiple platforms to capture bookers who book with you. The likes of Airbnb for your larger room types, to attract your family bookers, your couples, and so on. Any questions from anybody? I'm just going to open my comments, and any questions you have, feel free to ask for those now. Now, don't forget to head to our blog as well. We have a blog page. We have lots of insightful information in there. Now, anyone who's already with us and using STAAH, we're happy for you to reach out to any friend or any other motel operator or hotel operator, and you can refer us to them, and there'll be something in for you as well. We're giving away a Prezi card to anyone who refers us if the partner signs up. So just my contact details. If you need to contact me, that's my email there. Feel free to reach out anytime you wish. thank you very much for joining, and we look forward to our next webinar next month.